There you go. At Hungary, we are going into the Middle Eastern Europe, as we may call it, for round 12 of F1 League Cup Season 3B. So we're riding on board with Shaw right now. He's usually out of the pits straight away onto this 14 corner circuit, number 12 in the Mercedes. There's already yellows in sector 3, probably people waiting up, getting ready for their laps, but we will ride off board for the start of this lap, then we will ride on board just to show you the track of Hungary. So here we go, on board with short underscore 77, going down into turn 1, braking about 75 meters, quite a late turn in so you can get the best exit possible on the exit of turn 1. Going into turn 2 now, you brake about 25 meters, short looks up a tiny bit into that corner and gets out of the corner pretty well, taking quite an acute angle into turn 3, going up the hill now in gear 7. How much we lift, he'll lift quite a lot to make sure he doesn't invalidate his lap time. Pretty clean lap so far from him. Down into the tight chicane, which everyone is seeming to struggle with at the moment, obviously hitting the sausage curb on the exit. Into gear 4 through this tight complex of corners, going into now turn 11, keeping it in gear 6, riding right over the curb, down into the final sector now. Going to be trying to hit the curb, but he just missed it, but keeps going. We've got yellows in sector 2, someone's probably had an off, probably at the chicane. Going up the gears still, around the final corner, and Jazzy's already out. Jazzy 19 is already out of the session, and you can see already why Hungary is named Monaco without the barriers, as Short does a 1 minute 17.7, which is quickly upped by Florian, the new guy in the league, with a 1:16.8. DeLuca gets a 1:17.2. And I'm just going to check that the stream is up and running, and I'll be right back. And we come back now, and Florian is still at the top of the table, the new guy in this league. Haven't heard of him before today. So if any of you guys watching are racing, please could you tell me the forecast for tonight's Grand Prix around Hungary, as Lord Elephant goes quickest with a 1 minute 16.1, which is a pretty good lap time. But then there's other people who we know are quick, for example Nick, but he's in the pits at the moment. Fretty isn't in the pits, he's on a flyer, so we will ride on board with him. We're going to get some lap data up so we can see how he's doing around his lap. Looking pretty good so far. He is on the ultra soft compound tyres. Looking up, and that's his lap ruined. Turning in a tiny bit too early. Dry all race and quali. Thank you very much, Harry, for that. We still will ride on board with Fretty, because it still looks like he's on a flyer. We'll ride off board to see the shot. A lovely shot going into turn 12. Yes, turn 12. And around the final two corners now, looking up a bit. The number 52 Ferrari going around the final corner now, and he's backed off, obviously getting ready for another flying lap. But we will now ride on board with someone else. We'll ride on board with Verstappen RB33. Going into turn 2 and coming out of it pretty well in hot lap mode, most probably in rich mix, but he is on the soft compound tyres, looking for that one stop. The one stop is very powerful around this track, and I want to see how many drivers have already set lap times on the supers, not the supers, my bad, the soft compound tyres. So DeLuca with a 1:17.2 on the soft compound tyres, looking like a pretty good lap time, but he's just come out on the ultra soft. But who else? So Short set his lap time on the softs, Opakonov set his lap time on the softs, Nicky set his on the mediums, Goldie's out on the softs and Verstappen is also out on the softs. So here you see Verstappen locking up for the second to last corner. We've seen looking up there already as we have yellows in sector 3. He goes around the final corner now. Verstappen RB33. We're going to have a look. The Flying Dutchman himself gets himself a 1 minute 17.005, which is a pretty respectable lap time on the soft compound tyres. I did not mention though, John Polainen, he did get P2 as he's now in the pits. Who else is on a lap at the moment who is a big competitor? So we have Nick about to start his lap. Don't know why he's gone off to Narnia. Obviously let someone pass, but probably didn't need that much. But we see Goldie RGG really pushing the two into sector 3. Is he listed off? We're sure, but he's gonna go around the final 2 corners now. Going to the final corner, the number 21 in the Williams. He's been fighting for the championship so far. Will it be a championship fighting time? He's gonna grab himself a 1 minute 17.6. Not too bad of a lap time. Who else? Woomalu's just gone quicker than him, but on the ultra soft compound tyres, showing how good DeLuca and Verstappen's lap was. Who else is on a lap that we can show? Nick will be on the lap. It looks like he's backed off, meaning that he's most probably invalidated. We will check that now if he's just invalidated his lap. Just for, yeah, he's definitely invalidated. He just cut the chicane. Saving tyre wear most probably at the moment, as we have yellows in sector 1 for someone. I'm just going to send the link out so then people can start watching the stream as soon as possible. I'll send it on my Twitter so then hopefully F1 League Hub can be shared around the world. Having a look up Florian does, and he's almost been there. I don't know if that's a bit of lag or he just absolutely saved that out of nowhere, but great save if it was a save. Or a bit of lag. Tyler Harry hitting the grass, obviously waiting for Florian to come past. Oh no, it's not Florian. Who else is out? Is that DeLuca on a flying lap? That is DeLuca coming past. Still see your shadows in my room. I'm having to guess that's because Jazzy, you is that? I'm 90% sure that's Jazzy, and Jazzy, I'm having to guess that's because you did crash out before you were able to set a lap time. As Short now goes quicker to pretty good lap on the ultra softs, but I would some strategy to go on the ultra softs, but we see DeLuca finishing his flying lap on the ultra softs and he goes to P1. Great lap time, 4/10 up on short with a 1:15.6. It's a great lap time by him. I'm just gonna see the oh no, there was no stream last week, was there? There was no stream for the F1 League Cup around 12 at Hungary. Who else is on our lap that we could spectate? John Polainen, I believe he's on a flyer now. Looks like it, and he's definitely got invalidated. I'm just going to check as well that is that an invalidation of a lap? Yes, it is. So if you run that wide, you will get a invalidation to your lap time as Verstappen RB33 comes past. Hugo Bar Reserve coming through on his out lap now. Competent on his out lap. Fretti still hasn't set a respectable lap time, so we're going to ride on off board actually with him, going up the gears now into gear 7, down his gear 3, up into the final sector of this circuit, going into the final corner, turn 14, looking like a pretty good lap time on the softs. No, it looks like he's binned actually with only getting on 1:17.5, grabbing him P9. Actually, he probably didn't bin that, but that really shows Verstappen's pace around here. Verstappen's got mad pace around here. But he's gone out on the ultra softs, meaning that he will have the two-stop strategy, whereas Fretti looks like he's on the one-stop strategy. Goldie on the ultras, looking like set your laps on the ultras, and then it'll be P11 who's going to run through and maybe take the race victory. Would be my guess, unless obviously lucky P11 bottles it. So Goldie's on a lap. Looks like he's taken pretty cautious through start of the mid sector. Taking the curb brilliantly though, maximising as much as he can that curb. I'm just doing the tweet. I'm just gonna do the tweet now, lad, and I'll be back in 1 second. And across the line, Goldie comes to collect himself a 1:16.3, which grabs him P5 at the moment. Florian is in the pits. Who else can we have a look at? We'll have a look at Hugo. He probably won't like me looking at him, as he's gone a bit wide through the final corner, and he's going to pop himself a 1:18.6. Nick hasn't set a lap so far, and he's expected to do well, so he's just starting his lap now. Gonna ride off board with him because there's some lovely camera angles around this circuit. Taking that turn 2 up pretty well. Again, less of a cute angle for turn 3, maybe so he can run out a bit wider and get more speed going up the hill into turn 3, which he takes pretty well. Little dab of the brakes, but mostly on the throttle as quick as possible. Obviously with Season B you can have traction control on medium, so it does help with the corners. It is harder to put throttle down quicker. Obviously sometimes, as Nick's definitely gone wide and maybe a him for that lap. Maybe that's probably why he didn't set a lap time in his first run out on track. But we will take the camera for him to go around the final corner. Looks pretty scruffy, but he gets a 1:16.4, which gets him P6 on the grid, and I have a feeling that he can improve through that final sector. Who else shall we have a look at? We'll have a look at Womalu, because it looks like he's a bit down. Yeah, he's definitely down in his lap time. Have a look at DeLuca, because he's P1 at the moment. Oh, he's bottled it somewhere. He's bottled it somewhere because he doesn't own a front wing. But Short is right ahead of him. DeLuca looking at the guy who could beat him on this lap. I don't know how much he's up, but it looks good. And he goes up by 2 tenths to get a 1:15.828, shoving John Palainen down to P3. Nick looks like he's on another flying lap, but his ERS is only in mode 2, so he won't get much of that. Maybe it's just a sighting run. I don't know if he can get another lap in on a different compound tyres. Yeah, he's definitely gone wide, so he won't be finishing that lap. Who else shall we look at? We'll have a look at Verstappen, because he looked pretty pacey on those soft compound tyres. But we'll have to see, as he is on a lap now. We will catch up with him in about 40 seconds time, hopefully, if I remind myself. 30 on an out lap. Hugo in the pits. Composite in the pits as Tyler Harry retires from the session, maybe because he cannot set a quicker lap time. And Verstappen bins it. He bins it into turn 4. Maybe taking a bit too much curb. We've got yellow flags later. Maybe because of a little bottle by someone. Maybe because Tyler Harry did his retiring around that corner. Looks like Short has finished with his qualifying session, going into the pits now. Oppenheim definitely hasn't finished his qualifying session, going around the final corner, looking like a sighting lap for his next lap. Here we go. Oppenheim, obviously there was a bit of a bottle somewhere on that lap because he was 3 seconds slower than his delta time. Going down into turn 1, does it look clean? It looks pretty clean, and he's going to get on the throttle pedal quite quickly. Oppenheim going up the gears down into turn 2. He's going to lock up a bit but have a very good exit out of that corner, and he bins it. And he's got time for one more lap if he wants it. Florian is on a lap, looking like he wants to save his tyres for one last lap time. Verstappen though, he did not set a quicker lap time than he did on the softs, but he's now up obviously because on the last lap he did bottle it, but this is going to be his last lap unless he can get around this track very quickly in the next 45 seconds. Will he be able to do anything to up his lap time? But it looks like everyone's starting on the ultra softs, meaning that this will be a 2-stop race, which is very good for viewing. He's gone wide. Maybe is that invalid? We do not know, but he's still in a not rich mix. He's in hot lap mode, my bad, as he goes round the final 2 corners. Round the final corner now. Looking pretty good for a good lap time at the moment. 1:15, 1:16.4, which gets him P9. Oppenheim still on a lap. Nick's gone. Oh, DeLuca's retired from the session, knowing that he can't do any better. Short has retired. John Berliner definitely hasn't. No, he's going to try and annoy Short and DeLuca here by going at 4 tenths quicker. He's on the 1:16 barrier. Let's see if he can get into the 1:15s on this lap. Looking pretty clean at the moment. He's going to brake for turn 12, that is. Going up the gears once again for turn 13 and back down. Going to gear 2 to get the best entry and exit out of that corner. Going right to the outside, cutting in. And what lap time will he get? Will he get anything to unsettle DeLuca? He's going to get 1:15.8, which keeps him in P3. Lord Elephant gets a 1:15.9, which gets him P4. Goldie gets a 1:16.2. P5. Fretty sets a 1:16.2 as well. Only 0.001 slower than Goldie, his championship rival. Oppenheim across the line now. What can he do? He will not be able to improve on his lap time. And I believe that is qualifying over when Fretty gets inside his pit box. That's a pretty good qualifying session. With Goldie finishes that, but he's still going around the track. But there you go. Qualifying is finished, and what qualifying it was. Seeing that Goldie and Fretty, P5 and P6, were only separated by 0.01 seconds. No, 0.001 seconds, excuse me. But anyway, we're going to go through the standings in qualifying now. DeLuca won 0.151 in front of Short in P2, John Polite in P3, Lord Elephant P4, Goldie RGG P5, Fretty P6, only separated by 1/1000th of a second. 7th is Florian, 8th is Nick, 9th is Verstappen, 10th is Oppenheim, 11th Wimelu, 12th Tyler Howie, 13th Hugo Barr, 14th Composite, 15th Nicky Solsberg, 16th Jazzy, and 17th Jesper Solsberg. And that is your grid for the Grand Prix. So everyone now choosing their setups and strategies for the Grand Prix. And so Alex has got flu, Fretty got flu, so that's his excuse apparently, can barely see straight. Get well soon, mate, but we are in a race here. We're not battling flu. This is not a game to battle flu. But anyway, 35 ahead of us. And hopefully, we'll see a great race. Even though this is known as Monaco without the barriers. Meaning that there, people say that there's not many overtaking opportunities. Definitely not in Sector 2. Oh my goodness, what is that? Right. Why has Jesper got right. I've never seen that before in my life. What the heck, Cody's? What is up with your game? Why is their head just floating in the air? That is the weirdest thing I have seen. That is a bit ridiculous, if you ask me. Anyway, we're going to go back to DeLuca. Looking like got a pretty good run into turn 1, obviously, because he is P1 at the moment. Shaw right behind him in the Mercedes. Oh, locking up all his tyres there. Because DeLuca turned into him. But obviously, this is only a formation lap. Don't make it scrappy on the formation lap, boys. Anyway, Jumpalainen in P3. Going to try and disturb the front row party. Norleth and P4. Goldie P5. Fretty P6. Florian P7. Nick P8. Verstappen P9. Oppenkonen P10. Wimberley P11. Tyler Harry P12. Hugo P13. Composite P14. Nicky P15. Jazzy P16. And Jesper with his head above the bloody above his car, rounds off the grid. Here we go then. To start the Hungarian Grand Prix in FLH League B. Here we go to 5 red lights. And it's lights out. But we're not going yet. And here we go. DeLuca having a pretty good start. It looks like Short right behind him. Short's not going to get anywhere into turn 1, but it looks like he's down the inside. Will he be able to dive bomb it and make DeLuca pay? But no, he doesn't. He's on the inside. And he won't be able to make the move done. DeLuca stays in P1 for now. Short in P2. Jumpalainen in P3. Fretty's got up 2 places into P4. Goldie in P5. Norlev in P6. Nick P7. Oppenkonen P8. Florian P9. Verstappen P10. Tyler Harry P11. Wimberley P12. Doesn't look like any crashes have happened so far, except for Jesper Storsberg's head above it. So DeLuca again settled into things straight away. Short right behind him in the first chicane. Fretty already in past Jumpalainen, looking like he's gone wide somewhere. The 2 championship rivals at the moment in P1 and P2 in the championship, I believe, unless DeLuca's done something I don't know of, are fighting in P3 and P4 at this moment in time. Nick right behind them. Lord Effin there as well. And there's oh, Florian's binned it. Florian's lost it and he's already down to last on his first race in F1 League Cup Season B. Hopefully he hasn't got much damage. It doesn't look like he's got damage, just looks like he's half spun it. And he may have to go in for a front wing change. We'll have a look now. He will not go in for a front wing change. Now going on to lap 2, DeLuca 96, already a second ahead of Short, meaning that he's out of DRS. Fretty in P3, apparently got having the flu. Don't know if that's a mistake because of that. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, Goldie in P4, Jumpalainen in P5. Nick right on the back of Jumpalainen. He's going to move to the right hand side. He's going to try and go around the outside. This is a very dangerous move, and he's made it work. Maybe a corner cutting or track extended penalty coming his way, but a great move around the outside if there was no track extension penalties for that. The field pretty close at the moment. Tyler Harry getting a bit detached from the main pack. Jazzy, Nicky, Jesper, the Sorsberg brothers at the back, and Jesper still got his head up in the sky, and Florian's caught right onto the back within 1 lap. of everyone else. That's good to know. Anyway, DeLuca, well, DeLuca's obviously had a bottle somewhere in this lap because Short's only 3 tenths behind him, going on to straight into lap 3. Will he be able to make anything of this as Freddie sets the fastest lap? Nick actually sets the fastest lap as he's closing up to Goldie. Will he be able to make a move into turn 1? It looks like it. Goldie on the outside, having the inside line for turn 2, but Nick's forced him wide, and great move by Nick to get up into P4. I'm gonna have to use this a bit, the sidebar a bit more, otherwise I'm gonna be flicking through people like no man. Anyway, so it looks like Jumper is closing up to Goldie pretty quickly. There's a bit of a train going on here. There's a lot of, yeah, a bit of a train going on here behind Goldie RGG at the moment. Maybe his tyres not in the best of condition. I didn't really have a look at tyre wise what people have on. Tyre wise, so the top 9 are all on the ultra soft tyres, meaning they will pit. So in about 3-4 laps time, Wumelu will be leading this Grand Prix unless DeLuca's made a big enough gap so that he will come out P1 after the first round of pit stops, as Florian finally gets past Jesper Sojberg for P16 out of 17. Nicky Sojberg right in front. Jazzy, obviously living in Singapore, having some connection issues. As who's just gone wide there? DeLuca's already pit. DeLuca's pitting at the end of lap 3 onto lap 4 for a set of softs, which will go for a bit of time. But we've got yellows in sector 1. Don't know who that's for. That is for Lord Elephant. Has he got front wing damage though? That is a question. It doesn't look like it on my screen, but Lord Elephant has binned it somewhere. Maybe because these tyres are too old and already going off by the end of lap 3, starting lap 4. But DeLuca, how far is he behind the leaders? He's only 19 seconds behind the leaders. Tyler Howie, you're the first person. Oh, Lord Elephant's binned it somewhere again. He's round. Lord Elephant's tyres are gone. His tyres are absolutely gone. He needs to pit as soon as possible. But I think he can still get somewhere in this Grand Prix, even though his tyres have been absolutely shot. Composite is very close to Hugo on the other hand. Only 1/10 behind. He may go for a dive move, and there's contact. Composite's lost a bit of his front wing. Hugo's, I don't think anything's happened to Hugo, but Nick is now in the pits. I wonder if he's going to come out behind or in front of DeLuca. But we're going to keep an eye on this battle for now, as Composite goes down the inside of Hugo. He will also have DRS, I believe, onto the straight, so Hugo will not be able to benefit, but he may benefit from slipstream. He's gone on to the grass a bit there, but nothing there. Verstappen is pit also, and DeLuca. DeLuca's really trying to get on the inside of Florian there. Florian have a bit of connection issues there as well, but Nick is only, oh wow, look how close they are. Obviously DeLuca having to fight through the traffic. You never know, Short could come out on top here, having to stretch those ultras a tiny bit further. DeLuca trying to go up the inside, but that's not going to work because Florian's right there on his ultra soft tyres. But they will be going off very quick. As DeLuca, is he going to try and send one up the inside of Florian? Yes, he has. Florian has lost out to DeLuca there. Obviously, on a different strategy, Jesper has been overtaken by Nick. Jesper still got that head above his bloody, I don't know what to even call that. Short now pits. How far is he ahead of DeLuca? It's a 21-second gap. I think Short may have this. Is Short going to be in front of DeLuca? We will ride on board with DeLuca right now. Will he get out? Oh, it looks like Short may have this. Short's going to have this out of the pit lane. He's coming out of the pit lane now, and DeLuca's only on the main straight, which means Short will inherit P1 in this Grand Prix. He's already down at turn 1. Short is 2 seconds ahead of DeLuca now. DeLuca needs to put on a right on him, but Short, remember, He's got very cold tyres, so DeLuca will be able to benefit from that straight away. But we see Short trying to overtake Hugo as quick as possible. Hugo trying to go as wide as possible, but he's got no grip compared to Short. Hugo on 5 lap old softs. He's not going to try down the inside, is he? He's going to try down the inside. He's going to hit the curb, and he's lost out on that position for now. And now that's one thing that Short doesn't have in his way to a victory. Hugo's going very wide. Looks like his tyres are already off by lap 5. DeLuca right behind him already. Look at that lovely camera shot going into turn 12, I believe. Yes, it is turn 12. John Polina's got a 5-second stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane, but let's have a look. Will Fretti and John Polina benefit from this as Wimberley now takes the lead of the Grand Prix. As Goldie is going down the outside. Will he be able to make a move into turn 1? Maybe a switchback is on the cards here. Goldie on 6-lap old Ultras there at the end of their life. But Fretti comes out ahead of DeLuca, but Shaw has already got past Composite on those soft compound. Fretti is 2.5 seconds behind DeLuca. What they need to do is not fight. They need to just get on and DRS each other. Jazzy's already out the Grand Prix. I did not see that, I'm sorry, but it doesn't look like he's had the best race at all. Nick right on the back of DeLuca as well. This looks like the fighting party, except for Shaw out front on 1 lap old soft compound tyres. But technically, even though Woomaloo is only how many seconds away from Short, he's only 6 away from Short. Woomaloo is leading the Grand Prix because, unlike everyone else, he's only going to make the 1 stop, while everyone else is going to have to make the 2 stop. Right, look at the position changes so far. Obviously, some of these are not relative at all because the pits Verstappen first got no, just Verstappen, my bad. And the that. Oh my goodness, I did see that 4 wide. Oh my dear, we made that wide into turn. I'm gonna go 2 by 2. One will jump below him around the outside. He will. Oh, and that's Jesper trying to go. I think Verstappen may have damage from that. Losing out from that. And that was a party and a half into turn 1. Goodness. 4 people going 2 by 2 into turn 1. Hugo getting a bit dislodged now from the party down in P12 on old soft compound tyres. But we've still got 16 runners in this on lap 8. And we need to have position changes for wheel now. Hopefully it comes on. Can be some position changes, but Verstappen is right. Oh! Did someone go wide there? I did not see. But anyway, Verstappen back and I believe there's a bit of contact. Like a tiny bit of contact. I wonder where Goldie will come out. He's obviously he's going to be ready. Yes, for medium, so he won't again. From him, it's about, I'd say, 18, 19 seconds. 22 seconds, 24 seconds to the leader, meaning that he is only a pit stop behind him. The leaders only have to do 1 stop. 1 more stop as Florian just wants to do a now again on 1:19.9. Obviously 16 seconds behind the pack, but we do have yellows in sector 1. Who's that for? Still got yellows in sector 1. Who's that for? Oh, that's Nicky. Nicky Sosberg has binned it into turn 3. As I believe Tyler Harry's now going into the pits. Oh no, Tyler Harry's also lost it. He's lost it going, oh, no, dear! That's John Polina out of the Grand Prix. That's a horrific crash. Trying to get out of the way of, who was that he was trying to get out of the way of? I completely forgot. That was Jesper Sochberg. Was it Jesper? I'm sorry, I don't want to take the blame, but my goodness, that was a crash and a half from John Polainen. Jesper Sojberg, I believe, was a culprit of that. Tyler Harry now. No, it's Tyler Harry, my bad. Tyler Harry. Sorry, Jesper, for blame. But yeah, Tyler Harry and Josh Polainen the session with a horrific crash, showing that the tyres are already getting past their sell-by date. Wimelu leading on lap 10 on those compound tyres. He's going to be making the one stop, while Short, Fretti, DeLuca, Nick. I'm not sure about Composite actually. Has he stopped yet? Composite has not stopped yet. So second to fifth still need to make one more stop. They are on a two-stop strategy. Has gone very aggressive actually, going double ultra then soft most probably. As who's that? That's Goldie. Is Goldie bottled in somewhere? Because looks like Hugo just got past him anyway. I don't think I actually told you about position changes, lads. As Hugo runs wide, making Goldie be... Oh, Goldie maybe had to benefit. Oh dear, this is going to be close going down into turn 12. There's a bit of contact, but Goldie looks like he's got the straight... No, not the straight line speed. He's got the braking power on those new medium tyres compared to Hugo's 11 lap old soft compound tyres. As Nicky Slosberg picks up a 3-second time penalty, but Short has now gone. Wimelu will be pitting quite soon for some medium compound tyres that he will take for the rest of the race, so don't count Wimelu out of this, even though he hasn't pit yet, because he only has to pit once and these lads have to pit twice. DeLuca on the back of Fretti. The gaps are now coming a bit more, bit closer, no, a bit further apart even. But one battle which is really close at the moment is up in Colum and Jesper Solsberg. Will there be any action down into the 6 and 7 chicane? No, there won't be. Bold moves. Monaco composite taken by Verstappen. Looks like composite went wide as Hugo's picked up a penalty. Obviously at the chicane. Goldie on his own at the moment. Jesper Solsberg and Oppikonum at the moment in time to hold that position as Oppikonum's trying to go down the inside at turn 13. That's a very hard place to overtake, mate. But anyway, he's going to go onto the back straight now with DRS open. Will we have to make any move? I need to put some telemetry on so we know he's on high end, Jesper's on high. They got pretty equal at the moment. Has Oppikonum stopped? Yes he has, but Jesper hasn't. He started on those medium tyres, meaning that he isn't really fighting with them as Hugo finally pits first set of mediums. Him the rest of the race. Tyler Harry's got past him. And Nicky Solsberg definitely won't get past him, excuse me, as Hugo comes out pits now. I'm going to quickly go have a drink and we will ride on board with Oppikonum a while. But there's yellow. That's Goldie in the wall. That's Goldie in the wall. He's been there. And oh dear, this is not looking good for Goldie. If he's got damage on that front wing, count him out of this Grand Prix. And I'm not sure, guys, I'm really not sure. Florian's right on his tail. I need to have a drink. But there's yellows in sector 2. Who's that for? Who's that for? Is that for Wimelu? No, because Fretti and Wimelu into battle going down into turn 2. Sorry, I didn't see that battle any earlier. We got trying to go down the inside is Fretti. Great move into turn 2. Great little battle there, going on for 2 corners. Wimelu having to back out. Obviously, he has not made a pit stop yet, and there's more yellows in sector 4. That's for, I don't know actually. Maybe for Nicky. Not really sure. Nick now getting very close to Wimelu. Wimelu's tyres looking like they're definitely after their best before date, as he does run a bit wide, and Nick on those ultra soft tyres will be able to steam through quite quickly No, but he's going to take this pretty passively to make he does not get any type of front wing damage. But we're going to ride on board. Actually, no, we're not. We're not going to ride on board with him. We're going to ride on board with Lord Elephant, because he's very, very close to. As Hugo pits again, Hugo's obviously bottled it somewhere, and his front wing has gone to shambles. He's going to go on to Ultrasofts. Very not planned at all. I don't know what Jeff was thinking, but he's a lap down. Oh dear! Nick spinned it, and Woomaloo. Nick and Woomaloo have had a crash. Looks like a dive bomb from Nick. And it looks like Woomaloo's retiring from the Grand Prix. Is Woomaloo going to retire? I think he might be retiring from this Grand Prix. He may have given up. No, it looks like he's carrying on for now. But that is very unfortunate for the both of them. Nick most probably going to be picking up a penalty from that. Looks like he must have gone for a dive bomb, and he was a bit too over audacious into turn 1. That's ruined any of Woomaloo's chances of getting P1 in this Grand Prix. Jesper Seal's got his head above the bloody cockpit, but Opikonen right behind him. I'll still add my drink because there's too many battles going on right now. But I'll have it now because all of that happening are in the middle sector. Wow, that's a battle and a half between 4 drivers. Looking like there's a bit of lag issues maybe on my half because I am streaming this as well. I'm just checking that the stream is still running. Okay, looks like it's okay for now, but I need to make sure I'm speaking clearly as Composite is trying to get past Opikonen, but that is not working for now. Hopefully there's no internet issues in the future, but mainly because I'm trying to do 2 things at once, streaming and also hosting the lobby. But anyway, we can see a clear first place at the moment of Short. The only person that can really challenge them is Composite, but he has not pit yet, so this is looking like an order at the moment that will stay, and the intervals are quite big. So Shaw in P1 out by 4 seconds, Fretti behind, DeLuca Star in P1 down to P3, Nick in P4, maybe getting a penalty for Verstappen in P5, Opikonen in P6, Composite in P7, Jesper in P8, Goldie in P9, Lord Elephant P10, Woomaloo P11, he's had to pit, Tyler Harry P12, Florian P3 on a 2-stop at the moment. Most likely going to be free because those ultras, I can tell you right now, will not last. Oh wait, don't worry, they're not ultras, they're mediums. Just this game's super stupid. But so to someone who's definitely just trying to get fastest lap at the moment, let's have a look at this. Hugo's fastest lap. He can only get a 22.7 at the moment on these tyres. Sadly, he doesn't look like he's in any battles at the moment. 27 seconds behind anyone as Composite finally pits. I believe that's the last person to pit, if I'm not mistaken. And Jesper's the last person not to pit, obviously, because he's on a medium compound tyre. Any real battle? So there's Nicky, who's just been lapped by Short. Short using his dominance. This is sector 2. Who's that for? Hugo's retired from the session. Can we get any footage of his retirement? It looks like he's just given up. Yeah, it looks like he's just given up and retired it for now because he was a lap down at this stage. But yeah, he's left the session now. Anyway, Jesper Dodgeberg, with his head above his car, is going through the final 2 corners now. Looking like a pretty... it's very funny, I can tell you that, very comical. I have seen it before, and there's more yellows in Sector 2. That's for Tyler Harry, who's been there. He's binned it into turn 5. He binned it. He must have hit the curbing, which has ruined his race. Hopefully he can come back from that next week with a good result on the board. And it looks like he may be over time. No, that's just because he's being overlapped by Nicky, but he's still on the grass. I don't know why. Is he retiring? Yeah, he's retired from the session. He's given up. There's only 13 runners left in this Grand Prix. No real battles at the moment going on, but let's look at tyre strategy right now. I'm going to ride on board with someone who usually stays their tyres pretty well in the name of DeLuca. We'll have a look at tyre wise. So Nick, even though it says he's on the Ultras, he is on the soft compound tyres. Fretty's tyres are in the best condition out of these top 4 drivers at the moment. Verstappen RB33 though, he will not have to pit again, I do not believe, meaning that he, if I just check the leaders interval, he will be leading this Grand Prix if the gaps don't get any bigger. The average pit stop time here is about 20 seconds, so he will be leading this Grand Prix at the moment if he can keep that gap to short. But obviously short on newer soft compound tyres will be able to get past him, but he will have an honorary P1 at some time in the Grand Prix in the future, unless he does a bit of a bottle. Hopefully that hasn't put the commentator's curse on him. But the gaps again quite big now between everyone. Probably the smallest gap at the moment is between Nick and DeLuca. DeLuca in P3, Nick in P4. We'll just have a look at penalties. So has Short got any penalties? Short has not even got a single warning. Well done to him. Fretty's got 1 warning, and that was on lap 1. DeLuca's got 1 warning. Nick's got 2 warnings, so he's 1 away from a penalty. Verstappen hasn't got a warning. Oppikonum has got, he's got 2. Is that 2 penalties? And we've got a comment. So I will. He will. Oh, Barless. I didn't realise that 270 degrees actually equaled 500 degrees. Not sure really what you meant, but looks like there was a issue with your wheel, and obviously it didn't turn or something, meaning that you had to retire. Hugo, just to let you know, I am up for playing Rainbow Six Siege a bit later. But anyway, we're not talking about that right now. Lord Effen's actually catching up to Goldie on very used soft compound tyres, which he will have to pit for in a minute, as he does pick up a 3-second time penalty for riding over the curve. Obviously riding over the 4 lines. No, 4 times over the lines. My bad. I'm very sorry because I cannot speak at the moment. But Nick looks like he is closing back up to DeLuca's. The gap only 1.4 at the moment, and Nick is on 1 lap tyres than DeLuca is. DeLuca will be pitting pretty soon, I expect. He pitted for those tyres on lap 4, and Nick's just picked up a 3-second penalty. Verstappen, is that gap the same? If it isn't, well, he's 17 seconds. He's kept that gap pretty consistent. So it looks like at the moment he's going to be right in it for the win. Obviously he's got to make those tyres last 30 laps of this. Not sure if that's possible, but he is going to try his damn well hardest. As Jesper finally pits. He's had those tyres on for 19 laps, but we have yellows in sector 2. Well then, could be for Nicky. Not sure who's that for. Anyway, Nick is still getting closer to DeLuca at the moment. Woomaloo gets out in front of Jesper, but Jesper is now on new rubber compared to Woomaloo's quite old, not quite old actually, I'm very sorry, on quite new rubber actually, but on the mediums, unlike Jesper, who is on the soft compound tyres and will not have to pit again. So we're going to have to look at leaders as Nicky Rosberg retires from the race. He was down in last position, looking like maybe it was a bit of fate because he was so far down. But well done to Florian and Composite, even though they are right at the back after unlucky races, as Nick finally pits from those tyres, trying to get an undercut. Actually, that is undercut territory. They've got 14 laps to go, so DeLuca will have to push it on this lap because Nick is going to try and go for that undercut, and it's probably very powerful due to DeLuca's tyres being pretty worn. Let's have a look at his lap times very quickly. Have they gone off the ball at all? He's been doing 21s, 20s. No, still on the ball with lap times. His soft tyres don't look like they're going very quickly at the moment. Short, his tyres are staying about the same. Everyone's putting in pretty consistent lap times at the moment. Again, 21s is Fretty. Fretty not on the pace of likes of Short and DeLuca. He does have consistency on his side. We've had 5 retirees from this Grand Prix, as Fretty now pits, Short now pits, and DeLuca now pits. Where will Nick end up? Nick is going into the last sector now. We'll have a look. So Short is already out of his pit lane. He's gonna 100% get out in front of Nick. But who we're looking for is DeLuca. DeLuca's only just changing his tyres now. He could DeLuca get out in front? Oh, it looks like Nick. He's gonna undercut DeLuca. Great undercut from Nick. Oh, but DeLuca's gonna try and hit it around the inside, but no. Nick has made the undercut work, even though his tyres will be a lap older, and that is very, very late braking from DeLuca there to try and gain time. Overcone him in the pits as well. Oh dear, no. Oh no, please say, oh thank goodness. Okay, it wasn't a Cody's glitch. We haven't seen many of them so far in F1 League Cup with the pit stops. But look at this, we have hands between DeLuca and Nick. Nick's made up 2 seconds in that lap. DeLuca's just gone over the curve. Looks like he's a bit under pressure now to perform. Verstappen though, after all those pits, is now leading this Grand Prix. He's legitimately leading this Grand Prix. Obviously not going to pit. Oh no, my mistake. He is going to pit onto most probably a set of soft compound tyres. We're going to have a look where will Verstappen get P6 for Goldie on G. He won't be able to get it past as Nick try and make a move onto Fretty. He's caught up very quickly. My battery is running low, so I need to plug my my controller in, so then we don't have a moment where you see none of the action as Nick goes around the inside of Fretty into turn 2 and getting him out of turn 3. Good move by Nick there to get him into P2. Looking like a menacing factor on those soft compound tyres as Jesper Sorsberg overtakes Wheeler into turn 1, still with his head in the clouds. Looked quite a long time there between the broadcast, maybe because there was a bit of contact and bad exits on their half, but Lord Elephant has got past Oppenheimer as well. The two teammates swapping places, the Portuguese lad and I believe the Dutch lad swapping places. Wimley though catching up very quickly to Jesper Stolzberg. Will he be able to make any move on Jesper into the middle sector? No, because it's once again Monaco without the barrier, so you won't be seeing many overtakes in that middle sector, but you may see a overtake here as DeLuca sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Nick trying to get out of the slipstream, but is DeLuca going to try and dive into turn 1? He's just a tiny bit too far back for that move to work at the moment. I'm going to ride on board with DeLuca as he is at the back of this train as I go grab a sip of water. So anyway, DeLuca is right on the back of Fretty and Nick, but looks like Short is keeping with a pretty consistent gap to the rest of them. Nick 7.5 seconds behind Short, unless Short somehow picks up a 10-second time penalty of some kind. Looking like he could be winning this Grand Prix, but DeLuca trying to drop Fretty of his podium position. Will he be able to make it down into turn 1? He's going to try to go around the outside. He's being pushed wide by the Ferrari driver. They're both Ferrari engines. Will he be able to make a move into turn 2? Looks a bit too far back at the moment, so he's going to try to go around the outside. But Fretty's keeping that place pretty well for now. Nick's kind of detached them at the moment. But Woomaloo on the back of Jesper on the medium compound tyres compared to his soft compound tyres. Don't know if he's got the grip, but he's definitely got the DRS. Going down into turn 1, he'll be able to make a move. He's not going to be able to make a move, but he's definitely gained some ground on him at this moment in time. But DeLuca still on the back of Fretty. He wants to get that move done as soon as possible because he wants to make a charge on Mr. Nick 118247. Very weird strand of numbers, but it probably means something to him. Or it was a PlayStation random generator. Anyway, we digress. Fretty is getting absolutely tracked by DeLuca at this moment in time. He's locked up into the second to last corner. Will he be able to make a move into the last corner? Not the last corner, but on the start finish straight, the best place to do your overtaking in this Grand Prix. Here we go. He's going to try and make a move. Go to the outside. Great defending by Fretty. He's going to keep that for now, but they've had a bit of contact. They're going to go side by side into turn 2. DeLuca's got the outside, Fretty's got the inside, and Fretty's kept it down the inside. They're hugging, touching wheels, and DeLuca's taken that position. Great move from the Frenchman. Great move on his part. And I need another drink because that was a strand of commentary which is very, very nice. Fretty obviously wanting that position back from DeLuca as soon as possible. Verstappen RB33 8 seconds off them, but if they keep in battle, you never know, he could get in there quite soon. But we have Wimberley still on the back of Jesper and Oppenheimer still on the back of Lord Elephant. Everyone else is pretty all over the place, I'd say. Florian on his 11 lap hole mediums, just kind of hoping that Oppenheimer's got enough penalties that he will be able to go into the top 10. Composite a bit off the pace now. Florian does look like he has the pace, maybe 1 lap pace, but obviously he did have a mistake on about lap 2 or 3, which is really damaged him. But we see Fretty having the DRS on DeLuca into turn 2. Obviously the repeat of last lap won't be able to be repeated on this lap, but Woomaloo is only 4 tenths behind. Oh, DeLuca's just got a time penalty of 3 seconds. That's going to really bug him. But anyway, Woomaloo is right on the back of Jesper. He's got the DRS. Jesper has literally no ERS. Likewise does Woomaloo. This circuit does eat up ERS very, very quickly. So you have to be very careful with it. Maybe putting it in low through the middle sector can help. But we do have yellows in sector 1, and that is for Oppenheimer. I think he's binned it again. But Woomaloo still on the back of Jesper Sorsberg. Not looking like a move at the moment into the middle sector. Obviously it's completely impossible unless someone does go wide for a move to be done. So anyway, just to recap, the Mercedes out front looking a bit like so Brendan Lee and also Lewis Hamilton out in front, 7.98 seconds ahead of the Toro Rosso of Nick, aka Fredrik Rasmussen, is short. He's not actually Fredrik Rasmussen, but he usually came second. And Brendan Lee usually came first in F1 Esports, so I'm just calling in that 3 laps no one knows. But anyway, short. He's had a pretty good race so far with 7 laps to go on 6 lap old soft tyres. Looking like it's an easy race win for him. Nick 8 seconds behind, but DeLuca is now having to close up to him on the back of him. Verstappen though, only 8 seconds behind. You never know, he could be up there before you can pronounce anti-disestablishment term in German. I don't know why I said that, but I said that anyway. Wimmerloo only 7 tenths behind Jesper. Let's have a look at the penalty situation between them two. Wimmerloo has 1 warning and 1 warning only, while Jesper has only got 1 warning as well. They're on the same amount of warnings, keeping it very clean. And now Lord Elephant is going to try and get on that battle on his 7th lap. Old Softs, he's been gaining for the past few laps, and this looks like the next battle, unless DeLuca can mount a charge into turn 3 on Nick. And it looks like Nick's tyres are already going off, as Short has made a 7/10 gap in that lap alone. DeLuca just there, Fretty just there as well. There's a battle for second that will miss going to the 5 laps of this Grand Prix. There's also another try battle going on between Jesper, Wimmerloo and Lord Elephant. Will he be able to make a move into turn 1? No, he will not at this moment in time. Few people in solidarity at the moment is Goldie right on his own. Jesper there on turn 2, quite far behind. Fretty getting closer to Luca. We will ride off board. Actually, hang on, Lord Elephant's only a 10th behind Wimmerloo, but they're going into the middle sector, so no moves will be made unless Wimmerloo runs wide enough to make Lord Elephant be able to go past him. Fretty looks like the gap Fretty, between Fretty and DeLuca looks a bit too big for the pass at the moment. We will ride on board, just check, but no, doesn't look like anything is happening between them at the moment. Looks like a pretty stalemate at the moment, as they've got all the same lap tyres except for Nick, who's got 1 lap older because he tried to do the, but it did not. Well, it did work. My bad. It did work pretty well actually. Anyway, Elephant is catching up to Wimmerloo. Wimmerloo on 4 soft compound tyres. Wimmerloo's run a bit wide. Looks like a pretty simple over in turn 1. He's going to try and make a move in turn 1, but he won't be able to make that move. Good move by Lord Elephant there to get himself up to P8. But he does have penalties, I believe. Yes, he does have a 3-second time penalty, I believe, meaning that Wimmerloo will be promoted to P8 if he does stay within 3 seconds of Lord Elephant. That battle between the 3 of them as Opikonen receives a penalty is looking pretty spicy in these last 4 laps, as Short has been completely detached. Already down his turn 1 as we've got yellows in sector 2. Who's that for? That's for Wimmerloo. I don't know if there's... He is out of running for the moment. Will he retire? We do not know, but he's letting Florian past. Anyway, we digress from that, as DeLuca is only 3 tenths behind Nick now. 4 tenths make that, but we're going into the middle sector. Lord Elephant though, and Jesper Sorsberg. Lord Elephant looking like his tyres are in much better condition than Jesper's at the moment. Going onto the main straight now. Lord Elephant's going to try and make a move on Jesper. Jesper hasn't had the best of the season so far. I remember Monaco as a disaster class for him, being spun around, and they're going side by side into turn 2, but Jesper has lost that position with his head still in the clouds. But a good move from Lord Elephant to promote him into P7, and needs to get, as Wimmerloo has now completely retired from the session. So we've got only 11 runners left of the 17 that started. Mainly because most of them, except for John Polainen, were kind of solidarity, except for John Polainen and Wimmerloo, and Tom Harry maybe. But everyone else was pretty much in solitude. But DeLuca is still trying to get past Nick, but on lap. but Nick is looking like he's got a pretty good defensive mind on him at this moment in time. Lord Elephant will not be able to make up positions, but he's only a second behind, no, in front of Jesper Sosberg, and he doesn't have any penalties compared to Lord Elephant, so Jesper just needs to hold on for the next 3 laps to get himself a P7. DeLuca still on the back of Nick though. I'm going to take a drink of water now so that I don't have to do one in the final 3 laps of the Grand Prix. So the biggest movers of today have been Short moving up the 1 position, Nick moving up 6 positions, great for him. DeLuca obviously starting pole, he's now down in P3. Fretti has gone up 2, Verstappen up 4, Goldie down 1, Lord Elephant down 3, Jesper up 9. Great race from him today, maybe a driver of the day performance. Opakonen P9, gone up 1 position. Florian gone down 3, obviously after his first lap, second lap horror, and Composite up 3, even though he is at the moment running off the order. DeLuca and Nick still very, very close. Fretti now getting a bit detached. Tyres getting a bit worn maybe, and past their due date. Jesper Sosberg though trying to still get onto the back of the Lord Elephant by overfeeding that battle. It's done and dusted, so the only battle for the final 3 laps is going to be between 2nd, 3rd and 4th. And if I'm not mistaken, once again, Nick has a penalty. DeLuca has a penalty. Fretti does not. Oh no, he does. He has 1 warning, does Fretti, meaning that if he stays within 3 seconds of Nick and DeLuca, he will get P2, meaning that Nick will be P3 and DeLuca will be P4. So Fretti just needs to play the passive role and make sure he doesn't get 3 seconds in front of him. Then he has secured that P2 in the Grand Prix. But Shaw has been absolutely dominant today on lap 34 now. Hasn't made a wrong turn, a wrong step. He's only needed to gain 1 position in this whole Grand Prix, and that was very early on for that P1 from DeLuca. Nick obviously making his position in the stops. DeLuca still probably infuriated by that, due to the fact that he lost time because Nick made the undercut. Oh dear, DeLuca's round. As I talk about him in a very monotonous voice, DeLuca is round, and that's not how he wants to be ending his Grand Prix. On the back of him, meaning that looks like the top 3 is completed. Stay within 3 seconds of Nick. He will get P2 and Nick will get P3, but DeLuca definitely cannot get P3 anymore. Was Verstappen RB's situation of penalties. He has got 2 warnings and that's it. So if he stays how he is, doesn't get any penalties, he will grab P4 from DeLuca. I believe we should just ride on board with Shaw. He hasn't had much airtime this whole race. We'll just have a look how worn his tyres are going into this final lap. Looking pretty worn at the moment. Up the gears now for the final time into the treacherous and hated turn 4, and looks very stable. Probably running about 7 ballast just to make sure that car is very stable throughout every single corner. Taking the chicanes pretty perfectly, if you do ask me. Just to check that Verstappen's actually getting very good. DeLuca's obviously not going to try and hit that curve at all. Probably losing a bit of time there. We'll have to check going through the next few corners. But we should just have a look at Shorts. He's had a very dominant stops where DeLuca lost out because of traffic. He's been leading the Grand Prix since by a very big amount of around 8 seconds every single lap. Shorts now coming across the line to take P1 at the taking on Najid. Yes, Nick takes P2, but that will be after penalties. P3 as Fretty. P2 Verstappen will be inheriting unless he gets a penalty in this last corner. He will have P4 and DeLuca will have P5. Great race from all of them. Lots of position changes in this Grand Prix due to people bottling it. But we now see Goldie finishing in P6, going down at one position in this Grand Prix. Obviously not what he wanted to help his championship. Everything comes home pretty after obviously after having binning it, I believe, into turn 1. Just still got his head up in the cloud, gets P8, P9, P11, and Florian gets P10. That is FA Cup Season 3B complete around the Majnai. I still cannot say its name, but well done to Short, being very dominant in this Grand Prix, lifting the trophy. He's probably saying well played to everyone, but well done to him. Fretty in P2 and Nick in P3. Great performance by Nick, great performance by Fretty, and shout out to him because he does have the flu apparently, so well done. So well done to Short, Fretty, Nick for rounding off the podium. P4 was Verstappen, P5 was DeLuca, P6 was Goldie, P7 was Lord Elephant, P8 was Jesper, P9 was Florian. After penalties he got P9, P10 was Oppikonum, and P11 was Composite at a lap down. And that, ladies and gents, was the final order of the Grand Prix. I will invite the three to the party. I don't believe DeLuca does have a mic, so he will not join the party. I'm not sure if Fretty will join either, due to him having the flu, but we will invite him nevertheless. And then to invite the race winner of Short 77. Well done to everyone who participated tonight. Thank you for watching. Fretty has joined even though he does have the flu. Just make sure that you do have your party settings and your allow your voice to be shared on always allow, so then we don't have any awkward pauses. Same for you, Shaw. I don't believe DeLuca does have a mic. Make sure your allow your voice to be shared is on always allow in the party settings. Cool. Fretty? Yep, cool. So I will now start with the race winner of the Grand Prix, Short. Well done on your performance. Very dominant after the first pit stop stages. Obviously, DeLuca again held up in traffic, and you stayed out for 1 or 2 more laps to inherit P1 after the pit stops, and it was very dominant from there onwards. So could you just describe that race?
Yeah, I had a good feeling going into it because I've been practicing a lot. I like Hungary as a track on the 2018. Didn't like it on 2017, but I like it on this edition. And I saw DeLuca was struggling for tyres, and my pit stop wasn't for another 2 laps, so I decided to stick to it instead of going with him, and it ultimately paid off.
Well, yeah, well done. Obviously, so your strategy was to pit 2 laps later. So DeLuca obviously had to pit early. Was the tyres around here pretty good, or were you struggling on tyres near the end? Obviously, you had to do the 2-stop strategy.
Tyres were good, apart from my last lap on the Ultras. But apart from that, tyres were really good. I'm not sure what happened to DeLuca because it looked like his tyres completely gone by the end of lap 3.
Yeah, it did look like that. Maybe because he was fighting to keep on to P1 as much as possible. Well done to you, Short. And we will see you again for next week. And now we go on to the flu-ridden Mr. Fretty, 52. Well done for participating, even though you do have the flu. That shows absolute commitment. And well done for grabbing P2 after penalties.
Was in quite a bit of traffic, so I just thought extend it as long as we can. And at that point, didn't know whether to try the mediums in a one-stop, but thought rather than try anything special to win the race, I'd just focus on DeLuca, obviously, for the championship. So stuck with an extended two-stop. Second stint, it was all going pretty well. And then I got held for DeLuca in the pits, which put me back into DRS range on Nick, who'd done the undercut. And then it just, I kept getting done by the DRS after that, but luckily got onto the back of him for the penalties.
Well, I'm not sure about the championship standings at the moment, Fretty, but you look like a very big threat to DeLuca, and also, I don't know if Short is going to get involved in that. I'm not sure how far he's behind, but yeah. Whoever's playing the stream, could you please turn it down so that I can actually hear myself? But anyway, well done to you, Fretty, on P2. And yeah, we're going to go on to Nick in P3 now. Sorry I didn't invite you earlier. Nick, could you just make sure on your party settings that your voice is on always allow, so then we don't have any awkward pauses? I can, but I'm not sure on stream. I'll just have to check on the stream. Is it on shared? Is it on always allow?
Cool. Well, it's on now.
Alright, cool. Thank you very much for that. So, you obviously tried the undercut on the DeLuca and Fretty to initially.
Successful undercut, you mean?
It was a very successful undercut, getting you up into P2, and that undercut really benefited you. If only you didn't have a penalty. So what were you thinking? Obviously, with that strategy masterclass, as you probably call it yourself.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I attempted the undercut with the DeLuca. He pitted at the start of the race really early, and I thought I don't want to get jumped by DeLuca again, like last time in Hockenheim. So I decided to come in a lap early as well, because he came in 2 laps early. So, and then I realised that was a mistake and got stuck behind DeLuca and the midfield. But then after a while, I actually overtook DeLuca, and then a couple laps later, Woomaloo.
Oh yeah,
I'd
like to ask you a question about that after you just finished that explanation.
So that happened, and then I was just didn't have much pace, just struggling with overheating the tires so much, and then I just saw I had no pace. I was one second ish just outside the DRS zone from DeLuca, so I said, why not go for the undercut? And then that happened. So and the last few laps, that was tense. That was I thought I got the 2 overtakes done, and then I tried to get a lead and tried to catch up to Short, but he is so quick. He just didn't. The gap between us just didn't move, and then after a while, my tyres started overheating, and DeLuca was coming in closer and closer. I was trying to break the slipstream, and then I looked behind once on the turn. I'm not sure which turn it is, but the long right-hander, and she just spun out. And I thought, turn 5, and I just thought, finally. But yeah, P3. At the end, I did ask the radio, see whether Fretty had a penalty, and he didn't, but I don't care. It's four podiums out of 4 in the last 4 races, so I'm happy with that.
Not bad at all. Just want to ask you just about the Woomaloo incident. Did not see it first, like on camera.
I've got it. I've recorded it if you want me to send it.
No, I just want your explanation, because the people viewing would like to know what happened, because obviously I did not see it on stream.
Well, so Fretty overtook him a lap earlier, and then I thought I have to get past him if I want to overtake Thretty, and then yeah, I went for the overtake for the inside. I stayed on the inside because he was trying to catch my slipstream and then try and dive bomb on the inside, and I just didn't let him do it, so I stuck to the inside, and I guess he didn't see the braking point and bashed right behind me.
All right,
But, yeah.
so that was Wimley's fault, not yours. So I
But, yeah.
instantly thought it was yours. I'm sorry for that. But
No worries. I stuck to the inside line, and he thought I'd move out, and then I didn't. So I just, yeah.
well, yeah, well done to you three on the podium. Thank you for watching, everyone who did. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and good